it's me, Persita, and this is Persita's Paradox. So, as you can see from the decorations behind me, I am completely in the Christmas spirit. Love this time of the year. It's always trying for most of us emotionally, stress-wise, and so on. But it is absolutely the season of love, outside of Valentine's Day, of course. But this is all about family, and there's nothing I love more than family. My particular family drives me crazy, but I love them to pieces. And today, that's really what I wanted to start off our, I'm going to call it holiday season series, family, and what it exactly means to everyone. And it's interesting because through the years, I've noticed that a lot of my friends have actually come into a place of saying to me that family's not just family. It's just somehow the friends that you make or how your friends can become your family. And I believe all that to be true. But what I'm a big advocate on is actually nurturing and loving your actual family. I know that sounds terrible, and I know that there's been dynamics in most people's lives that pushes you away from family. But truthfully, if we're honest with ourselves, we really do have to deal with the fact that most of us have grown up in life trying to validate people in our actual family. We struggle with them accepting us or them putting us in a position of us feeling as if we're worthy enough. And let's just be honest, when we try to ignore those emotions, they usually roll into other aspects of our lives. It could be your current relationship. It could be the way that you interact with people. It could be a plethora of things. But I am all about advocating closure in your own family. And that might mean loving people that are actually related to you from afar and understanding who they are and what they're about. But I will tell you that it is absolutely key for us all to really understand that walking away from attributes and things that have gone right and wrong in our family and feel as if it doesn't play a part in our destiny, to me, is absolutely a mistake. I know that my father and I hadn't seen eye to eye for many, many years. And before his passing several years ago, I will say that it was very rewarding for me to be able to actually have a conversation with him and sit down and understand things that, one, I didn't want to understand, or I just felt like I didn't need to know, right? Enough time had elapsed, enough things had transpired, I had drawn my own conclusion about it, and it was key for me to just move on. We say a lot that you want to forgive someone, not for them, but for ourselves. But even in forgiving, we have to be clear that moving on is a tricky dynamic. Because if you truly are just saying the words and your heart has not caught up with those words, moving on is an extremely tricky dynamic. We tend to say a lot of things without actually understanding if we believe them or if we understand them. And if those words do not add up with what you are actually saying to yourself, along with your spirit and your inner child, it's a bust. You have to understand that you cannot know where you're going if you don't understand where you've come from. But you also cannot put yourself in a position of feeling as if none of those relationships matter. Be it hurt, be it pain, you have to get through them. You have to get to a place where you understand them. Be it just miscommunication or lack of connection. These are all things that are crucially important for us to understand that we have to take hold of. During this holiday season, we tend to ponder our relationships, right? So we tend to start to think about who have we not spoken to all year? Who would we like to reconnect with? Who are we buying gifts for? Things of that nature. And it typically starts in family. Now, again, I'm super clear on understanding that for the person who's already tried all of these things and maybe you're not connecting with your family and it's just not working out, this is not a message for you. I'm happy for you. I'm happy that you're in a great place and you can actually function in a manner where your family connection you feel is as solidified as it's going to be. This message is more for the individual who struggles with, do I actually reach out or not? I'm always going to be an advocate of reaching out. I will say that there is a time and a place to reach out, and this might not be the season to do it, but you don't want to ever put yourself in a position where you don't understand that any hurt or any anguish that you felt growing up, right, within a family, amongst people you love, that you do not solidify in your older age or as an adult. it will come out, and it will come out in ways that you cannot explain. And you want to make sure that those are just not things that you struggle with. We have enough things to struggle with to still be dealing with childhood issues that we've never addressed. Now, let's be real. It's not going to all be perfect, and it's not all going to be addressed at one time. But what I would like to tell you that during the holidays, this is when people get really depressed. This is also when people feel very disconnected. There's a lot of post-traumatic stress. There's a lot of bipolarism. There's a lot of everything that deals with emotion, because everyone is dealing with their heart and how to handle it, and where do they fit, and are they good enough, and so on and so forth. So be careful if you're not paying attention to any particular trigger or anything that's going on in your life that actually may cause you to spiral out of control. You just want to be in a place where you can actually understand what's happening, how it's happening, and who it's happening with. Otherwise, you'll find yourself in your current situation putting things on loved ones and family members that have absolutely nothing to do with them. And what that does is perpetuate a whole nother can of worms that you do not want to deal with. So what I am hoping for is that we actually start to open up to our family. And if not our family initially to start, someone that you can trust and love, be it a therapist, be it a close friend, someone that can allow you to understand that the closer you get to understanding what you're going through and why you're going through it, the better you will be moving towards your destiny. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to continue to talk about all the things that no one wants to talk about during the holiday season, and some that are actually fun and exciting. But today, to talk about family, especially coming off of Thanksgiving, it's always interesting to find out how many people are actually in contact with just their immediate family, let alone any cousins or extended aunts and uncles. And let's just take the time to understand that life is short. And if you have access to these people, make amends. Do your best to make amends. It's not always possible, but at least be on the ends of trying to say that you make amends. And if it's not possible, still love them from afar, because everyone deserves that much of us, right? We all fall short. We all have issues. We all want to throw stones. But truthfully, if we look at our actual house, we will see stones that we have thrown not only at others, and we've reciprocated those stones, but stones that we have thrown at ourselves. So today, thank you so much for joining me. I greatly appreciate it. We will continue this conversation on Thursday. And again, remember, I just want to affirm these 3 words: live your life authentic. Live life authentic. Thank you so much for joining me, and have a blessed day.